Have you ever imagined a basketball player so versatile on defense that he could guard anyone from a quick point guard to a towering center, disrupt passes, block shots, and steal the ball with an almost effortless grace? Picture a player who didn't just excel in one aspect of the game but could control every defensive element on the floor. Someone who could single-handedly change the outcome of a game by his sheer presence on defense. Now, add to that player one of the most iconic and fitting nicknames in NBA history, AK-47. This nickname wasn't just a play on his initials and jersey number, but a reflection of his precision and impact, much like the famous Russian rifle. We're talking about Andrei Kirilenko, a player who, despite not always filling the highlight reels with flashy dunks or scoring 40 points in a night, was the secret weapon that every team dreams of. His ability to dominate on defense, play selflessly, and elevate his teammates made him one of the most underrated players the NBA has ever seen. But what exactly set him apart? Why did coaches and basketball purists admire him so much while many fans overlooked his brilliance? What unique qualities did he bring to the game that still resonate in today's NBA? In this video, we're going to explore the extraordinary career of Andrei Kirilenko, a player whose contributions went far beyond the stat sheet, and delve into why his impact deserves far more recognition than it received. Whether you've been a longtime NBA fan or just discovering the game's hidden gems, stay tuned as we uncover the story of AK-47, an athlete whose legacy has quietly, but powerfully, shaped the way defense is played in modern basketball. The basketball world is filled with big names, stars who make their mark with inflated stats, scoring bucket after bucket, and focusing primarily on offense. But amid all the scorers, there are those players who shine differently, focusing on defense, versatility, and doing whatever it takes to help the team. One of those players is Andrei Kirilenko, aka AK-47, an athlete who had a solid career and made invaluable contributions both in Russia and the NBA. Kirilenko was the kind of player every franchise would love to have. Tall, agile, a defensive maestro, and incredibly versatile. In this video, we'll take a deep dive into Kirilenko's journey, from his early days in Russian basketball to his rise in the NBA, where he left an indelible mark, even without being a traditional superstar. Andrei Kirilenko was born on February 18, 1981, in Izhevsk, a Soviet city that, at the time, was steeped in the rich sporting culture the USSR so valued. His interest in sports, specifically basketball, came naturally, growing up in a family of athletes. By the time he was 10, his talent was already shining through, and it quickly became clear he had exceptional abilities. At just 15, he became the youngest player ever to compete in the Russian Super League, an impressive feat that demonstrated his enormous potential. In 1998, Kirilenko joined CSKA Moscow, one of the premier basketball clubs in Russia. During his time there, he helped lead the team to significant victories, including titles in the Russian Super League and the North European Basketball League. These achievements caught the attention of NBA scouts, who began closely following his blossoming career. In 1999, Kirilenko was drafted into the NBA, selected by the Utah Jazz as the 24th overall pick. However, he didn't immediately join the team, opting to stay in Russia for 2 more years to gain experience and further mature as a player. By the time he finally joined the NBA in 2001, Kirilenko was more than ready. When he made his debut with the Utah Jazz, Kirilenko chose jersey number 47. Coincidentally, his initials formed AK, and as a Russian, the nickname AK-47, after the famous firearm, quickly caught on. But it wasn't just the nickname that stood out. Standing at 6 feet 9 inches with a 7 feet 4 inches wingspan, Kirilenko brought a rare defensive versatility to the NBA. In his rookie season, he posted impressive averages of 10.7 points, 4.9 rebounds, 1.4 steals, and 1.9 blocks per game. His defensive prowess was extraordinary. He could guard any position, from quick, low-to-the-ground point guards to towering centers. This defensive versatility made Kirilenko a key player for the Utah Jazz, especially during a transitional period for the team, with legends like John Stockton and Karl Malone nearing the end of their careers. The 2003-2004 season was a turning point for Kirilenko. With Karl Malone leaving for the Los Angeles Lakers and Stockton retiring, Kirilenko had the opportunity to become the Utah Jazz's go-to player. And he didn't disappoint. With averages of 16.5 points, 8.1 rebounds, 3.1 assists, 1.9 steals, and an incredible 2.8 blocks per game, he proved that he could be the guide for the team. What was most remarkable about Kirilenko was his ability to impact the game in every aspect. He wasn't just a scorer. His ability to block shots, steal the ball, and distribute assists made him a complete player. He led the Jazz in points, rebounds, steals, and blocks that season. His performance earned him a spot in the NBA All-Star Game, where he represented the Jazz and stood out as one of the league's premier defenders. As with any career, Kirilenko's journey wasn't without setbacks. During the 2004-2005 season, he suffered a serious wrist injury in a game against the Washington Wizards, which sidelined him for the remainder of the season. However, he came back strong the following season, recording a career-high 10 blocks in a single game against the Indiana Pacers. Despite his exceptional abilities, Kirilenko's scoring stats were never as high as those of the NBA's biggest stars. Players like Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson, and Tracy McGrady dominated the headlines with their high scoring averages, while Kirilenko was often underrated for his defensive contributions. However, his willingness to do the dirty work on the court was invaluable to the Utah Jazz. Andrei Kirilenko's legacy goes far beyond traditional stats. He became only the fourth player in NBA history to record over 200 blocks and 150 steals in a single season. His versatility and smothering defense were hallmarks of his career, and he served as an example for future players who valued teamwork and defense as much as offense. Looking at today's NBA, players like Draymond Green and Giannis Antetokounmpo embody much of Kirilenko's spirit, blending defense, versatility, and selflessness to become essential pieces for their teams. Andrei Kirilenko may not have been the kind of player who dominated headlines or filled arenas with highlight reel plays, but his impact on the game of basketball was far-reaching and undeniable. While the media and casual fans often overlooked his contributions, those who truly understood the game knew that he was much more than just a role player. Kirilenko embodied the essence of what it means to be a complete basketball player, someone who didn't need the spotlight or the accolades to make his presence felt. His versatility, defensive brilliance, and ability to seamlessly adapt to whatever the team needed made him an invaluable asset, night in and night out. AK-47 was the player that every coach dreams of having on their team, a tireless defender capable of guarding multiple positions, a quiet yet effective leader who led by example, and a teammate who always prioritized the team's success over individual glory. His willingness to do the dirty work, whether it was blocking shots, grabbing steals, or locking down the opposing team's best player, is what set him apart. Kirilenko's unique combination of skill, intelligence, and selflessness left a mark on the NBA that extends beyond his stats. He redefined what it meant to be a defensive juggernaut and inspired a generation of players who value defense just as much as offense. Though his career may not have been filled with MVP trophies or scoring titles, Kirilenko's legacy lives on in the hearts of basketball purists and fans who understand that there is so much more to the game than just points on the board. He was a rare talent, the kind of player whose contributions often went unnoticed by those focused only on offensive numbers. But to those who appreciate the beauty of the game's intricacies, Andrei Kirilenko was a true icon. His ability to influence the game on both ends of the court, his dedication to his team, and his quiet, relentless work ethic are what make him one of the most underrated players in NBA history. So, if you enjoyed learning more about this basketball legend and want to discover other underrated NBA players who shaped the game in their own unique way, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on future content. And, of course, let us know in the comments. What was your favorite Andrei Kirilenko moment? Was it one of his incredible defensive stops, or maybe a game where he quietly dominated from behind the scenes? We'd love to hear your thoughts.